What's going on, guys? NoSlack Novak here with episode, I want to say it's now 4. This is going to be race 4 of the 3rd season. Absolutely crazy. We are doing quite excellent. Let's go ahead and check out our standings. As you can see, team standings, we are in 2nd place overall, team standings wise. We're 7 points behind Eastwood Motorsport, so that's not anything that we can't catch up relatively quickly. As we see here, Arbeloa from Eastwood Motorsports is number 1. However, Laura is not too far behind, only 6 points behind Arbeloa for 1st place. And then we have Falco in 8th, which is pretty nice. Anyways, we just got done with the 3rd race of the season. Let's go ahead and continue on. We're going to do this interview. Laura Ingledew has claimed that your gearbox seems to be holding the team back. I have to hold up my hands. Our gearbox is awful, and I need to work on improving it. Well, it usually was our brakes. Now all of a sudden it's our gearbox. You know what? I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna take the responsibility. And the team marketability went down. That's not good. That is not what I wanted to see. Let's check out real quick. I want to see our sponsorship screen. We're still above 70%, which is what gives us the 4 stars, which is excellent. Okay. And then we need to build a freaking helipad to unlock 5 stars. That's crazy. But anyways, we want to maintain above 70% because we want to continue getting these 4-star sponsors. That being said, let's go ahead and do a little bit more simulation. But first, you know what? I want to check out our parts. So we're at 70% on these parts here. We definitely want to work on the engine over here. 60% is not good enough. So we're going to work on that. And then I'm thinking we're also going to work on these brakes. And then we're going to put all of our points towards reliability. All those parts will be done 6 days after the race, which is actually pretty nice because it means that just before the race, they'll all probably be close to 90. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to simulate a few days, and then we're probably going to switch that out so we can give a little bit more reliability to both the gearbox as well as the suspension. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay, so we did a little bit of simulation there. I think what we're going to do, since our engine and our brakes here are both at 80%, we're actually going to take those out, and we're going to go ahead, we're going to put those suspensions in there just to kind of get those guys up a little bit more. We want to get all of our parts up into the 80s, and then what we can do is we can focus on the reliability, but then we can kind of lean some of these points more towards performance and actually get some of these awesome parts a little bit more improved. So that they're maxed out. They're doing what they can do for us. That being said, let's go ahead and do a little bit more simulation. Okay, so we simulated about 10 days, right around there. As we can see, this engine and this set of brakes now are both in the 80s as well, which is pretty good. I'm thinking, let's go ahead and take the brakes out. You know what? We're going to take out the engine as well. We're going to focus a little bit more on the suspension. We probably want to focus some more on the gearbox too. We're going to leave it at 20 there, get those parts up into the 80s before the next race, which is 6 days away. If we go over here and check out the HQ, we're going to have the forecasting center done in 5 weeks. So that may or may not be done before the next race. If it isn't done before the next race, it will without a doubt be done before the 2nd race from now. So that's going to be good. We kind of see what kind of benefits that gives us, how far into the future we can see the forecast. That being said, let's do a simulation until the race at Tondela. Now we do have something here. Interview request. Hi NoSlack, we'd like to take some of Laura Ingledew's time for an interview. Is that okay? We'll reimburse you for the time we use naturally. Good. Laura Ingledew's morale will go down -20. However, we will get $100,000, or we can just say it's a distraction and her morale will go up +5. Not quite sure where her morale is at now, but you know what? We don't need the $100,000 so bad that we want to lower her morale. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to do that. Now, of course, we have some financial management concerns. Yes, I've got it. Thank you for telling me. We'll see where we end up here towards the middle and the end of the season. But for now, let's go ahead and travel to race number 5. Is it 4 or 5? I want to say this is race 4. This is definitely race 4. Let's go ahead and go for that. We're going to accept 4th place or above. Part fitting. We don't have any new parts. So let's make sure, though, that we have everything set up the way we want it. We are giving Falco the better brakes. She's got the 2nd set of brakes. She's got the better engine. He's got the 2nd best. He's got the second best gearbox. She's number 1, and she has number 1 suspension. He's number 2. We're all good there. All right, so here we are, round 4 of 10. So it's definitely race 4, Tondela Grand Prix. Beautiful. I want to say that is Spain, correct? I'm pretty sure that's the Spanish flag. Maybe not. I'm not quite sure. No, actually, I'm pretty sure that's not the Spanish flag. I don't know. You know what? I really need help with my geography. That being said, let's go ahead and see what we can do this practice session. I believe Falco got up to 99%, right? He was excellent for everything on the last race. So we want to try to get him similar to where he was. He ended up finishing, what was it, like 10th? I think our drivers finished 9th and 10th. So clearly the 99% didn't do much for him, at least not as much as we would have wanted. But let's go ahead and do that car balance there. And then it is going to be 77 degrees and no rain in the forecast. I don't really want to do these super softs. I think we're going to just go ahead and run on the regular softs. We'll go ahead and confirm that. Let's change Falco's setup. We're good on the downforce. Handling, we can move over just a little bit more. Speed balance as well. We'll also give him the regular soft tires, and let's confirm that. And let's go take a practice. Go, go, go. Go, go, go. And we'll do our typical shtick here where we just bring them in right away. See where we are initially with our car setup. Alright, here we go. Falco's got a horrible setup, probably in the 30s or 40s. Oh, 58. Okay, much better than I thought, but still very, very, very bad. Downforce is going to need to get moved quite a bit. Let's do something like this. The handling is okay. We're not going to adjust that as much as we probably would normally. And then the speed balance, we're going to adjust that quite a bit. So we're going to do something like that. Let's go ahead and send you right back out. And then Laura should be here. She's definitely going to have a better setup, probably in the 70s or 80s. 82%, alright. She's got one excellent, she's got one good, and then the poor is something that we're definitely going to have to work on. So the handling, let's see what we can do there. Let's just move it slightly over there, and then the top speed, we're just going to move ever so slightly towards the top speed. Hopefully that'll change the good into an excellent there. Let's go ahead and send you right back out. And then as usual, they'll do their one lap, come right back in, do a second adjustment, and then probably do a third one too, and then just let them finish out the practice session from there. Looks like Falco's doing a little bit of battling right now with whatever that green car is. I'm not sure if that's Silver Racing or not. Arbeloa, he's picking it up here towards the middle part of the season. I want to say he won the last race, right? I think he's with Eastwood Motorsport. So we've got an excellent, a good, and a great, which is nice to see. Let's see, speed balance. Let's move that ever so slightly. We'll do something like that right there. The handling we're going to want to move quite a bit, actually. So let's go ahead and do something like that. Should improve the handling there. The speed balance, now we want to move... You know what, I think we're going to be good there. Let's try that with the speed balance. Downforce, we're going to keep exactly the same. And we're going to send you out. And that should give you into the high 90s. And then over here, we've got two greats for Falco, which is excellent. Should probably be in the high 80s. 90%, not bad. Not bad. We could do better, though. We could definitely do better. So let's see. Handling, we're going to move over again, ever so slightly. Let's do something like that. We're probably going to want to move that back just a tiny little bit, too. Speed balance, let's try to do something like that. No, I want to go in the other direction with the speed balance. And then the downforce, we can move that even further than we are now. We'll do something like that. We'll see where we stand on that. Yeah, I think I want to do something like that. We'll send you out there, do one more lap. And then we'll bring them in for the final time, and then we'll let them finish out the rest of the race. If we come over here, let's watch Ingledew. Well, Laura, she's got that messed up neck. That's going to cost her for 8 weeks. I want to say probably 4 more weeks after this. So again, hopefully she'll be much better going into the next race. If not then she'll be better for the race after that. Oh, I need to bring them in. Alright, so kind of messed up there, but you know what, we can do a Falco for now. 1 great, 1 excellent, 1 good. Overall, only went up 2%, but it's still better than nothing, right? So we definitely need to move the speed balance back to where it was. So let's go ahead and do that. I'm saying we're going to go right there. Handling we're going to keep there, and then the downforce. Downforce definitely improved. So let's see if we can move that ever so slightly, and then hopefully get that into the excellent as well. So we'll do something like that. We'll tell them to do the rest of the race, and we're good. And then Laura's going to come in here in a little bit. We'll see what she's got going for her setup. And we're going to leave Falco out for the rest of the practice session, right? Laura should be coming in very soon. There she is. And look at that. 2 excellents and a great. Quite nice to see. 95%. What can we do to improve the handling? So we were poor, good, and now great. So poor, good, great. We can move the handling a little bit more. Something like that. And then I'm thinking we're going to have to move the speed balance back ever so slightly, so we should be good there. And then hopefully that'll move that to excellent. We shall see. We'll have her do the rest of the practice session. We'll keep her on those tires there, and we should be good. Let's go ahead and up their strategy a little bit too. Their tires are looking fine. Should be good. Let's see what kind of practice time we can get out of these two. They should both be in the high 90s. For their optimum performance of their vehicles. We'll see though, we'll see. Right now they have both yet to qualify. Laura is going to be doing her initial lap right now. Let's see. You can definitely tell the difference in the engine she's got compared to, I want to say, 2 races ago. Definitely a much better engine. She's got the top speed advantage that it offers. Falco finished 8th. Well, he didn't finish, but his current fastest lap is 8th. And then Laura is going to be 10th. So she's a little slower than I would like. Maybe that some of that has to do with her neck. Maybe it doesn't. We'll see. 8th and 10th right now. We're going to just keep them going how they are for the next minute 40 seconds. They'll probably both be able to get one more lap out of this. Falco is still 8th, Laura is still 10th, so they're not really improving on their times. Not yet at least. 8th and 10th. Okay, and you know what? I'm kind of curious to see how many laps we have scheduled for this race. It seems like we do better. The more laps there are, the better we do. That might just be part of my imagination, but it seems like that is absolutely the case. Okay, so here we are, race day. We want to get 4th or above to get that $900,000. That being said, let's go ahead and do the practice knowledge right here. Now, I'm thinking soft tires wear more slowly, or should we get the performance increase? I definitely think we should go for the performance increase. So let's do that. Let's do the car setup over here. 98% is the best that we got, so we're going to stick with that. We're going to give them the soft tire just because we have the 15% bonus there. And then we've got the 13 laps worth of fuel, and we have a 32 lap race. So I'm thinking that's going to benefit us, but we will see. We will see. We're going to stick to 95% there. Tire choice, again, we're going to go with the softs. And then fuel options, 13 laps of the 32 possible laps worth of fuel. And driver strategy, let's go ahead and start off on, we'll do attack. We'll just do overtake and everything. We'll do red on everything. Kind of see what that gets us. We'll have a little bit better positioning, I think. Well, actually, Laura won't. Laura's going to start off 17th just like she did last race. Falco, however, is starting 13th now instead of 15th. And let's see what we can do. And immediately Falco drops. 17th and 19th now for our drivers. Need a little bit of separation here, guys. Come on, let's do something. Oh, look at that. 17th and 20th now. That's disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. 19th and 20th. So we have the last 2 drivers in the race. All right, come on, guys. Need to do a little bit of separation here. We are 2 of the 5 drivers starting off on the softs, so that's a little interesting. A little bit. We're gonna go ahead. We're gonna lower the driving style because our tires are good now. I also want to lower the engine mode too. I don't want to push these vehicles too much. We're actually just gonna go down to medium. Don't want to push the parts. I know that we've improved the reliability pretty drastically, but still don't want to get the parts getting too overworked this early in the race. I'd rather do it in the final 1 or 2 laps than now. 19th, 18th and 19th now for Falco and Laura respectively. Not a good start. Not what I want to see. However, hopefully the fact that we have the softs right now is going to allow us to do another 2 laps or so. 16th and 17th, so we're slowly moving up. Slowly moving up. Falco's a little bit ahead. It looks like Falco's going to do a little bit of passing coming up here around the corner. Oh, now it looks like Laura's actually going to pass Falco. Maybe not. Nope. Okay, Laura doesn't know what she really wants to do right now. That neck really might be causing her problems. Tires are definitely a little too warm too. Let's go ahead and go to neutral on both. Yeah, the tires are way too hot. 57 and 66 on the tire wear, and then we have 8 laps worth of fuel for both drivers. 16th and 18th now for Falco and Laura. Let's go ahead. Let's focus a little bit more on Falco. Hopefully he'll be able to do a little bit of passing here. He's so close to 14th. And he just got passed up. So we're 17th and 18th now. This is a pretty disastrous race. They're really just battling with each other. However, Girard and Antonov have both crashed, so we are guaranteed to not finish in the bottom 2. Still though, pretty disappointing start to this race. Pretty disappointing. Oh man, let's go ahead, let's lower the strategy. We'll go down to conserve, just because the tires are wearing way too quick. They're way too hot. I don't know if that's a smart move to make or not. However, I know that we need to get the tires cooled down. We did jump up to 9th and 10th now because of the cars ahead of us pitting. Hopefully we'll be able to kind of maintain that, even though I doubt that we will. Laura's going to have to pit here probably in the next lap and a half. And then Falco's going to have to pit the lap after that. Let's go ahead and schedule... You know what, let's try to have her actually do 1 more lap. We're going to try to have both of our drivers do the 1 lap. Tires are cooling down, however, they're cooling down so freaking slow. Let's just maintain. We'll do the conserve on the tires. And then it looks like we're about to pass pit lane here in a second. We did. Let's go ahead and schedule Laura for a pit stop just because her tires are at 29%. So we're going to do the pit stop. We're going to give her another set of soft tires. We're going to fill her up on the fuel. And then park conditions are looking mighty fine there. Let's go ahead and go. And then we're going to set her to, let's do neutral and high. And then after she pits, we're going to go ahead and we're going to have Falco come in. So 7th and 8th right now. However, Laura is pitting, so she's going to go in 7th and she's going to come out towards the bottom of the pack. And then we can go ahead and schedule Falco's pit stop. We're going to give him the softs. Again, we're going to fill him up as much as we can with the fuel. Check out his parts. His parts are doing pretty damn well as well. So we're going to we're going to raise him up to push and high as well on the tires. Laura is now in 18th, so she is dead last. Not something that we want to see, but you know what? Not anything that we can really change right now. Falco, let's watch his pit stop. Good on the refueling, good on the tires. Not bad, not bad. He's 16th, so he had a little bit of better luck going into the pit stop than Laura did. 16th and 18th now for Falco and Laura. They are a full 38 to 40 seconds behind the #1 driver, which is Dembele. Now, if we watch Allo, he's not doing very well. He's in 14th. Cavalcanti's in 9th. Arbeloa, who right now is the #1 driver, he's in 7th. We've got a lot of catching up to do, guys. A lot of catching up to do. 17th and 16th now, respectively, for Falco and Laura. pretty big disappointment. Let's go ahead and lower the driving strategy, just because, again, the tires are getting a little too toasty for my liking. I'm okay with the engine mode being on high, just because our parts are so much better than they were the first 3 races of the season, but still, we're going to have to kind of maintain a little bit of an eye out on the condition, make sure that none of it goes into the red. Both of our drivers still have over 8 laps worth of fuel left. Laura's got 8, Falco's got 9. 72 and 77% on the tire wear. And we're currently in 11th and 13th, which is nice because we will be able to do quite a bit of laps in these positions. 12th or 11th and 13th now. 9th and 11th, just past pit lane. Hopefully we'll be able to time this. There are another 16 laps left in the race. And I want to say our engines can hold, our gas tanks can do either 12 or 13 laps worth of fuel. So we want to time it to where we pit with around 13 laps remaining, or 12 laps remaining. We'll go with 12. So right around the 20th lap is where we're really going to want to pit. Laura's in 9th, Falco's in 13th. Hopefully Laura can just slowly continue to gain some ground. She's now in 8th, which is excellent. She's only a second behind the 7th place driver as well. Looks like 9th place driver Thomas is kind of chasing her down though. Eighth and 13th for Laura and Falco. And we are on lap 19 now, so I'm thinking we'll do 2 more laps, probably 2 more laps, and then we'll just have them finish out the rest of the race. Seventh for Laura. Beautiful, beautiful. She's doing a really good job. So she's on lap 20, so that means we have about 12 laps left. Let's go ahead and slow down, and let's see. 13 laps remaining. After we pit, we'll have 12 laps remaining, and we can hold 13 laps worth of fuel. So I definitely think that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go with the softs for sure. Those can go 13 to 15 laps. So we're gonna do a new set of softs. We'll do the full 13 laps worth of fuel. Our parts are looking just fine. We're gonna do the balanced, and we're gonna go ahead. We're gonna go. So Laura's gonna be pitting here on this next go around, and then she should be able to finish the race on the tires and the fuel that she's going to get on this next pit. Hopefully everybody else is going to have to do another pit stop. So Laura's going to go ahead and do that. Falco here just passed up pit lane, so we're actually going to schedule him to do the exact same thing. We're going to do with the softs. We're going to fill them up. I'm thinking let's go ahead and we're going to do the 13 laps worth of fuel. Parts are looking fine as well. Pit strategy we're going to keep on balanced. And then that being said, I think what we're going to do is we're actually going to lower the strategy, the engine mode down to medium, just so we don't burn up too much fuel. And then towards the final, 2 laps of the race or so, we can kind of pick them up if we have excess fuel. So I'm really hoping here that Laura is going to be able to finish the rest of the race without having to pit again. Which there's a lot of cars on the super soft, so yeah, there's a lot of cars pitting right now. Falco's in 17th, and he's going to leave pit lane in 14th. So Falco definitely went up. Laura's now in 9th, so Laura is the one with the best chance of moving up into that sponsor's objective for $900,000, which, I don't know, she's 40 seconds behind, so that might be a little too rough. However, 1st and 3rd are definitely going to have to pit again. 5th and 6th, or 5th, 6th, and 8th are actually going to have to pit as well. So she is going to be able to do a little bit of catching up there. We've got both of our cars on the yellow for both tire wear and fuel, which I'm perfectly fine with that. Come on, Laura, I need you to keep catching up. 9th is not good enough. 9th is not good enough. However, she is catching up. She's only 23 seconds now behind 4th place. And 4th place still has to pit. 1st and 2nd's going to have to pit as well. Fourth place is pitting right now, so hopefully Laura's going to be able to do a little bit of catching up here. She's in 9th, now she's in 7th. Beautiful, beautiful. Keep it up, keep it up. About 7-8 laps left in the race. She's definitely got the fuel. Hopefully she's got the tires for it. Gonna have to keep an eye out on that. Falco's definitely got enough fuel to make it the rest of the race. We could probably bump him up sooner, up into the push mode for his engine. Laura's in 7th, but she's being chased down by Capel, who's in 8th. Kind of making me a little bit nervous. 7th and 14th for Laura and Falco. Laura's going 153 miles per hour on that last straightaway. Uh-oh. Falco's got some sort of a part condition issue. That might not be good. Let's go ahead and check it out. Something feels clunky on the gearbox. He's at 29%. He's not in the red yet, so we're going to go ahead. We're going to let him continue driving on that. Hopefully it's not going to be a bigger issue than it already is. Tires are looking okay. You know what? Let's go ahead. No, we're going to keep it the way it is. 53%. I'm thinking they'll probably be able to do another 4 laps. We'll see. We'll see. Actually, let's be safe. Let's go ahead and drop her down to conserve on the driving style. And we're going to leave her parts. She's looking good. The gearbox might need a little bit of work. But, you know what? We're going to leave her the way she is right now. 7th place, not bad. 14th for Falco. Hopefully he's going to be able to do a little bit of improving there. And then, again, the 2nd and probably the... Okay, probably not the 4th. But the 2nd place driver might need to do another pit. Even though there's only 2 laps remaining. I'm thinking Arbeloa might have to do a little bit of pit. Hopefully they do. Laura's still 20 seconds behind 4th place, so it doesn't look like we're going to be able to get into the sponsor's objective. However, 7th is not bad. 7th is not bad at all, and she's right there to where she might be able to even get up into 5th. I think what we should do is let's go ahead and put her in a push and overtake. She's got the car parts. Her car parts are doing fine. With just the 2 laps left, should we do the same thing for Falco? He's in 13th. He is kind of getting chased down from behind. We're going to move him up too, but not as drastically as we did Laura. Laura is now in 5th, which is absolutely beautiful. 5th and 13th for Laura and Falco. Hopefully Laura here is able to maintain that for the last lap. Laura, come on, don't let 6th place driver pass you up. Laura, you're a superstar. Come on, finish 5th. Finish 5th. Laura, indeed, is going to finish 5th. Beautiful. Let's go ahead and see what Falco's doing. Did Falco finish already? No. Oh, he did finish. He's in 13th. Okay, well, 5th and 13th is not bad. We finished... Ooh. Not good. 4th place finished a good 19 seconds ahead of Laura. So we had no chance of really finishing 4th. Although I do like our strategy there with 12 laps remaining. I don't know, just seems like we need to improve our car parts just a little bit more, which again, I'm not sure is something that we can do given the fact that our cash situation is so tight right now. And we're going to lose $2 million this race as well, which is going to suck. None of the top 4 drivers got scrutineered. They didn't lose any position, so Laura is in fact going to finish 5th, and then we have Falco finishing 13th. Eastwood Motorsport finished 3rd and 9th, and then Garuda Racing finished 1 and 2, so they're probably going to jump up quite a bit. So I really doubt, NoSlack Racing, I don't think there's any chance of us being able to finish, be in the top 2 right now. However, Laura is 3 overall as far as the Drivers' Championships. She is 10 points behind Arbeloa, and then Falco dropped down to 9th, but that's still, he's a top 10 driver right now. Laura's doing a fine job. NoSlack Racing dropped down to 3rd. We are a good 12 points ahead of Silver Racing. However, we're also 12 points behind Garuda Racing for 2nd overall. Little disappointing, but you know what? Overall, I'm okay with that. 3rd place is pretty damn good, especially considering our chairman expects us to finish 7th. Alright guys, so that was the 4th race of the season. A little disappointed in Falco's finish, but Laura finishing in 5th was was pretty welcome. I definitely like to see that. Now, Laura did improve by over 5%, and then Falco also improved by over 6%, which is pretty nice. And hopefully we'll get Laura's fitness back here very, very soon. Let's go ahead. Oh, wow, we lost 2.1 million that time. So we're going to go down into, what, like 3.6? Wow. Yeah, we're definitely tight on money, and we're only halfway into the season. We're just before race 5 of the season. So this is a little nerve-wracking. We are going to have a sponsor's opportunity here pretty soon. Not sure what kind of cash we'll see there. We are above 70 for the marketability, so we do have the 4 stars. But, yeah, I'm not going to lie. I'm a little nervous. A little bit. And I also think we should design a new part, but we just don't have the money for it. They're complaining about the gearbox, which, as we can see here, we are 9th when it comes to the gearbox. We're 6th for the engines. We're 7th for pretty much everything else. We're 6th for the deceleration, which is nice because we did just get the brake last episode. The acceleration definitely needs help, though. However, that is one of the most costly parts. If we do see, that is a risk level. Here we have a red zone of -10. I mean, that is good. I definitely like that. However, that's going to get us to, 252 and 264. 252 and 264. How does that compare to what we have now? Okay, well, I mean, 252 is going to be a 60% or 60-point increase over this gearbox that we have here. But I don't think we can afford it. I really don't. Because if we're losing 2 million a race, we still have 6 races left to go. I mean, right? Yeah, we have 6 races left to go, and so that's gonna be 12 million. We're gonna lose 12 million. That's gonna give us a buffer of 9, and then I don't know if we'll be able to get that much money from the sponsors' objectives. But you know what? We just can't afford to do that part right now, which I really hate to say that, but you know what? Laura Ingledew was beaten by Andre Gomez today. Would you consider bringing him in next season? No way. I have 100% belief in our driver. Again, Andre Gomez will not negotiate with us, but he's only a 2-star. So I am perfectly fine with that. Let's go ahead and check our car parts real quick. Car repairs are complete. We still have, 3 weeks. 3 weeks until the forecasting center is done. And then let's go ahead and check out our car parts real quick. So we're at 80% for all of these. Let's go ahead and remove those real quick just to kind of see where we're at. I think we're going to start leaning towards more performance-oriented, improvements here for the next few weeks. We definitely have to improve on the engines because both, they have a lot of room for improvement there. And then the brakes as well. We definitely want to focus on those, and they both are in the 80s. All 4 of those parts are already in the 80s as far as improvement. So we're going to leave that the way that is. Gearboxes also obviously need to be improved, but that's going to have to wait a little bit. And I think, let's go ahead and let's add in the engines and the gearboxes for reliability improvements, but we are not going to put any kind of points towards that. We're going to put all 20 points towards performance, and as we can see here, all those parts are going to be top-notch, maxed out 14 days after the race. So race 6, we're going to have all those parts looking really good. That being said, let's go ahead and check out our sponsorship opportunities. We only have one offer right now, which is a 2-star, so I can almost guarantee you we will not be accepting that one. I'm waiting for this 4-star opportunity that we should be getting here very soon. And let's go ahead and do a little bit of simulation. Alright guys, so we simulated about 7 days into the next race. We are 17 days away from race number 5, and real quick, I want to go ahead and check out the sponsorship opportunities we have. Now we do have the 3 sponsor offers, however none of them are 4-star, which is quite disappointing. But, you know what, I might be okay with it. Even though this one here doesn't offer any kind of upfront payment, it is only 4 races long, meaning we'll get another sponsor opportunity before the end of the year. And it is for 10th place, which we pretty consistently place above 10th place. Actually, every single race this year, we've finished 10th or above. So I think I'm going to switch away from saying we're going to finish 4th or above for the 900,000. And I'm going to focus more on this Nippon offer here, which is going to give us 400,000 for the 4 races. So let's go ahead and accept this one. And then next race, actually we'll have to go 2 more races before we have another offer. But yeah, so 6 races left. We'll be able to probably, these 2 are the ones that typically give us the most as far as the upfront cash. So 4 races from now, we'll be able to do that. And then probably before the end of the race, because we do have, before the end of the season, sorry, we do have 6 races left. So we'll be able to do another sponsor offer here. Hopefully that'll give us some nice upfront cash. That being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. If you guys did, do me a favor, hit the like button. Check out all the links in the description below, primarily the Patreon page. If you guys can support the channel in any way, I would absolutely appreciate it. If not, I completely understand. Don't worry about it. Nothing is going to change whatsoever. That being said, hopefully I'll see you guys on another video. Until then, I hope you guys have a great day, and I'll see you later. Bye.